Hey, what's going on, everybody? We got some big time coverage to tell you guys about. Uh, just I'm gonna let Super Vortex take over just for right now while I get the stream shared out.
I'm trying to find the subtitles on this thing. Or do I have to do that with the actual remote? How do I do that?
I think that's only on the actual cable box itself.
So it means I have to switch over to the cable box.
Yep.
Do that. Give me
Hey,
a second, guys. I'm kind of trying to figure some stuff out here. That input. How's that? Take a donuts right now.
but yeah, guys. The the name of this stream where we are talking about Hurricane Laura and the dangers of hurricanes and how it is kind of spawning off some radar indicated rotation and stuff like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and share the stream out, and
Gotta get the subtitles up.
I'm gonna let Super Vortex take over until I get the stream fully shared.
Okay, hey everybody. And I'm hoping you all can hear me. Because last night it was hard for people to hear me in the background. You might have to clean off your space so the sound can go more that way.
I mean, it's picking up your audio, so.
Well, I was picking it up last night too, but it was very faint where people could not understand what I was saying. I had somebody telling me that.
Well, babe, you got to think it's. I mean, I listened to the audio on the live stream and it was fine.
I'm just. Okay. As of right now, Hurricane Laura, as of the 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time advisory, has 140 mile per hour winds, a Category 4 hurricane. I have my radar up and I'm able to actually see the eye of the storm, just about, probably a little bit more than 200 miles offshore. Right now, what I'm looking at right now is around Lake Arthur and Whedon, Louisiana. You are under a tornado warning, and the warning expires in 10 minutes. It says the National Weather Service in Lake Charles has issued a tornado warning for northeastern Cameron Parish in southwestern Louisiana, southeastern Jefferson Davis Parish in southwestern Louisiana, southwestern Acadia Parish in southwestern Louisiana, northwestern Vermilion Parish in southwestern Louisiana. At 1:09 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Whedon, moving west at 50 miles per hour. The hazard is a tornado, could possibly happen. The source is radar indicated rotation, which means that it's not fully, like, they don't have confirmation on the ground as of right now, but there is radar indicated rotation in the band that's coming through there from hurricane. The impact will be, of course, flying debris. You definitely got to be, in an interior building, in an interior room, on the lowest level of the building, like the lowest level that you can get down in the most interior building, like a stairwell or a little crawl space under, your under your stairs, or if you have like a little closet or a little bathroom or something, you want to put as many walls between you and the outside walls of your house as possible, and in the event of a tornado actually hitting you. And the dangerous storm will be near Klondike around 1:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Lake Arthur around 1:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Lyrie around 1:25, which that's coming up here in the next 3-4 minutes, Thornwell around 1:30, which is about 8 to 9 minutes from now. Lake Arthur, you need to be in shelter right now because the storm is right over top of you right now. If you are in Lake Arthur, Louisiana. And other locations that could be impacted by this tornadic thunderstorm is Roanoke and Florence Landing. And this does include Interstate 10 between mile markers 55 and 58. You need to take cover now. This is nothing to mess around with. I mean, yes, it is from a hurricane that's in the Gulf that's coming in to the Louisiana-Texas, state border right there. And there's a lot of parishes. There's a lot of swamplands that are below sea level. There's going to be major impacts with this hurricane. And from what I've seen earlier, that this part where this hurricane is coming into has not seen a major hurricane like this hit there since like the 1800s, if I'm not mistaken. Like they have not had a Category 4 or 5 hit in the area that they are projecting Hurricane Laura to make impact and make landfall. And sorry if I'm not answering any questions in the chat right now. I'm just kind of skimming through the radar at the moment, and then I'll get to the chat. But there's still a severe thunderstorm warning too for Beaumont, Texas, Lumberton, Texas, Boona, Texas, Deweyville, Louisiana, Benton, Louisiana, DeQuincy, Port Neches, and just north of Port Arthur. Like, these bands are coming in from the northwest part of the storm. And, I mean, things are about to, like, seriously get really bad. Like, if you live in the path of this hurricane, right now is your window of opportunity to get your family, your pets, everything that you value to safety. Get out while you can, because if you don't get out now, this is very life-threatening. They are saying that this is an unsurvivable storm surge that could happen with this storm. And they are talking about it possibly being 30 miles inland as well.
Yeah, guys, just take New Orleans, for example, and Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah, I don't mean to bring up that sensitive topic with Hurricane Katrina, with it being, that time of year, how all this is, going on.
But this is reality.
This is serious. This is like Rita. This is going to be like, I think they said a Rita and Ida or something like that. I have to go back to my Twitter feed. Because they said something, I heard somebody say something in the realms of, like, this could be like 2 different storms mixed into one. Like, this is how destructive and devastating it's going to be. Like the Lake Charles area of Louisiana, they are predicting it to be completely underwater. completely underwater. Storm surge as high as probably 9 feet in certain areas. It could be. I mean, like I've seen all this happen. The pressure right now in the storm is 952 millibars. It's moving northwest at 16 miles per hour. The next advisory is 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time. It's, this storm is massive. I mean, it blew up overnight. And the last time I seen it on radar, or the last time that I heard of it, I remember it being a Category 1, like a strong Category 1. But from yesterday to today, and it exploded into a Category 5, a catastrophic one, or Category 4. I mean, it's not good. It's not good at all. Last time I seen it on radar, it's scaring me for the people that aren't heeding the warnings, because that there's so many people. That there's those people that just think, oh well, I'm going to be okay, and they stay behind, and all of a sudden, bam, it hits, and then they start realizing that this is not funny. Like, their life is going to be at risk. Like, we need to pray. We need to come together as a force field and just pray for the Louisiana, the Southwest Louisiana, and the North and the Southeast Texas coastline right now, because things are about to seriously get very hairy in the next couple hours.
One of your supporters, I don't know how to say the first name, but Abdullah said storm surge between 12 to 20 feet. What?
Yeah, it's 12 to 20 feet. I've seen that too. Because, see, I have the Weather Channel on right now, but it's on mute, and I have the subtitles on. And I did buy a radar app that I am keeping things up on, and I'm also going through Twitter, looking at people's uploads and stuff on there. I follow Reed Timmer too. He's also going to be literally intercepting this storm as it comes ashore. I don't know if anybody knows who Reed Timmer is. I mean, I definitely do, because he's a huge storm chaser, and it's like my dream to meet him. But he is literally going to be going through this Cat 4 storm at landfall. Like, he is literally putting himself in danger just to what do you call it? Just to give us updates and to let us know about how the conditions are going to be deteriorating over time. And he is risking his own life for scientific evidence. That man is a legend. I don't care what anybody tells me. Reed Timmer, if you ever watch this, you are amazing and you are badass. Keep doing what you're doing. You're saving people's lives.
And babe, I added a few mods in here that I know that are trusted, that you know very, very well.
Okay, that's fine.
I modded a Mary Funkle.
Okay, that's good. I do need more mods, because I can't really do that right now.
And I modded White Wolf.
Okay, thank you. And sorry, White Wolf, I wasn't able to call you last night. My medicine knocked me out before I even had the chance to call.
Yeah, and I would have called you back, but I took, my pain medication.
We both, last night we was exhausted.
We was very exhausted.
Plus, I wanted to get some sleep for today as well because of all this. Because something told me with those two models
Mm-hmm.
that they was doing this for Hurricane Laura. There was two models that was over exaggerating it for some odd reason, and something just kept telling me that it was going to get to what they were talking about. Because I mean, one of the models even suggested it becoming a Category 5 at some point.
Tornadoes Gaming 234 said, "Hey."
Hey, sorry I'm not in the chat, y'all. I'm checking the social media. I'm
That's
watching the Weather Channel. I'm checking the radar. I'm doing all the outlets at one time, and I can't
yeah.
keep up with the chat.
Guys. If you see Super Vortex Chasers, type in the chat. That's me. I'm taking over the chat, watching over the chat while she's looking at all this.
Because this is going. I mean, we haven't had a storm like this hit land in a long time. Yes, we've had some hurricanes hit and make landfall this year, like down around Brownsville, Texas, um, in the Carolinas. But this, by far, is going to be the worst storm of this year so far, in my opinion. Because, we haven't had. If I'm not mistaken, I've been going through the name list. I am pretty certain we have not had no Category 4 hurricane.
That's the first major hurricane.
Like, we haven't had a huge major hurricane like this make landfall this year. And it's been a few years since I think we've had a landfall like this. But somebody can correct me because I'm not for certain. But I welcome everybody to the stream. I love you all, and thank you all for being here. If you know anybody, I don't even care if they're your enemy. You know anybody that's in the southwestern part of Louisiana or the southeastern part of Texas, you need to message them and ask them if they are going to safety. And if they're not, you need to urge them to get somewhere inland. Just drive inland. People's even been telling them to drive east towards New Orleans. Drive east to get out of the storm surge. Get out of all of this. Because this is catastrophic damage. People's lives are at stake here.
Yeah, because anybody that's in the Lake Charles area.
I've just seen a picture where half of the downtown of Lake Charles is not even boarded up. And they're expecting 6 to 9 feet of storm surge, possibly more than 9 feet, depending on what area of Lake Charles you're in. Because, there's nothing but swamp water. There's nothing but water everywhere in that area. Like, I've seen so many pictures of it on Twitter, on I think Facebook too, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just kind of.
Hey, Dakota.
Okay, here they go with the storm surge. There's going to be a lot of areas above 9 feet of storm surge. A lot of areas. Lake Charles, the whole town is going to be underwater. I even seen that tweet from.
Wasn't it from Reed Timmer too, right?
No, I think it was from Jim Cantore.
Oh, you talking about the lead meteorologist, the chief meteorologist at Weather
He's
Channel?
Not the chief, but he's been with the Weather Channel ever since they started.
He's been there since I first started watching Weather Channel.
Yeah, because he retweeted and said he shared a tweet, but then commented above the retweet, and it says, at 13 feet, the record from 1913, over half of the city of Lake Charles is flooded. What happens to the city at 15.6 feet? Well, Jim Cantore retweets with a comment and says it means most of Lake Charles goes underwater. Most of Lake Charles goes underwater. Chris knows what Lake Charles is like. He drove through Lake Charles to get here. And I'll let him explain to you the terrain, just the city in itself, and just how the area looks in a whole.
Well, Lake Charles, it's a city that's below sea level. It's a very swampy area. Uh, it's a highly densely populated city, and in general, what makes this hurricane so dangerous to Lake Charles in particular, because Lake Charles is below sea level, like New Orleans is, and and also with all this with Lake Charles being under sea level, when it being below sea level, that's gonna, I mean, with the storm surge, it's the water is gonna fill in that area where it's below sea level, and that's why they're saying that when if Lake Charles goes underwater, which I'm sure it probably
Most of
will.
Lake Charles is going to be underwater. There's
So,
no doubt in my mind. And
but
I don't think that it's going to be below 6 feet either in any of the areas.
but yeah, guys, it's that's the reason why the flooding is going to be so bad, and it's going to be so deep, is because Lake Charles is below sea level.
Yeah, they are in the swamp part. They're in the parishes down there. They are right next to the coastal, the beaches, and all the what are those things called? It's like down there in Louisiana where they have those little bitty islands like lined up in a row to kind of break the seawater coming in.
Yeah, that's not going to stop it.
What the heck are those called? I cannot remember to save my life. Isn't it kind of something for like the water break to kind of keep the surge from happening and keep the flooding and stuff down or whatever?
You talking about like a levee system?
Well, no, it's not a levee system. It's more of like, I mean, come here and I'll explain it to you. It's like there's little pads of greenage, and then in between you have like the walk areas, pad of greenage, walk area, pad of greenage, and stuff like that.
I don't know, but I do know that.
I think it is meant to help with the water and to funnel it in
I
certain
mean,
areas.
yeah, it is, but that's not going to stop it.
That's not going to stop it because from what I've seen, there's no levee system where this is coming through.
I mean, not even a levee system would.
No, with this, a levee system would most likely probably fail.
The levee system would collapse because you got to think of all that water. That's a lot of pressure against the levee, and it's just going to wash the levee away, like it did with New Orleans.
But I am stressing, and I cannot stress to you all enough. If you are in the southwestern part of Louisiana or the southeastern part of Texas, you need to go. You need to get your family, get your pets, get your important documents, your important everything.
Grab
everything that you're going to need to survive for at least the next week.
Or grab whatever you can. Just grab whatever you can quickly.
And you need to get in your car and you need to drive either completely west or go completely east. Because if you go north, you're still in the path of this. It's going to be a hurricane all the way up to the Shreveport area. I mean, this thing is going to take. This is. I mean, it's about to make me cry about how this is going to be so bad. I mean, they're even saying on the Weather Channel right now, breaking, Laura is an extremely dangerous Cat 4. Laura on track to make landfall as major hurricane. Laura is hours from making landfall. And Laura is hauling unsurvivable storm surge. Catastrophic storm surge, extreme winds, and flash flooding expected along Gulf Coast. And do not forget that there are tornadoes with these systems. Do not forget that you can still have a tornado and a spin up in the bands and everything of a tropical system.
Yeah, just because the hurricane ain't on land don't mean that the outer bands ain't producing circulation.
We've already seen,
We've seen it. I've seen at least two so far.
There's been at least 2 tornado warnings already, and the storms are still like maybe 200 miles offshore.
Yeah, and Joshua Thornell said, "This sounds scary. I'm kind of on my toes too. We are having a lot of wildfires in Northern California."
Yeah, and my heart goes out to Northern California right now. My heart goes out to anybody that's dealing with wildfires right now because it's not fun. Properties are lost. Lives could be lost. I mean, businesses, anything could be lost.
And KS the return says, "I'm back. What's going on?"
Hey, KS, sorry, I got
yes, Carnage. It does affect Houston.
Well, it's not going to affect Houston as much as people.
I mean, in general,
but it still could have 2 to 4 feet of storm surge
and tornadoes.
And there is going to be outer bands with it. There could still be some severe weather like tornadic thunderstorms. There's still going to be some severe lightning. There's still going to be some rain. Yeah, it's going to be from in the Galveston, Houston, and I cannot even say that other town's name. It's 2 to 4 feet, but if you go just north of Galveston, it's 6 to 9 feet. But if you were in Lake Charles, Louisiana, Cameron, Louisiana, if you're even on just the border of Louisiana and Texas, you could see anywhere from, what did it say? 9 to 10 feet to up to 20 feet of storm surge.
I do need to call Derek.
Yeah, because I mean, he doesn't come to my live, so I'm sure he's watching the news down there, but you know how people are when they're on the coast and they're so used to this stuff happening all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They sometimes don't need the warnings, and that's what's scaring me the most. Because it scared me when I was on my Twitter feed and I seen pictures of downtown Lake Charles, most of it not boarded up at all. It's like the businesses are still going, or there's people still there, or something.
Well, you know what though? The only thing I got to say about that is,
I hope and pray to God that they are safe and that they get through this and that there's nothing happens to them. I know the businesses are going to be a loss.
I mean, that's inevitable.
That's inevitable. I mean, people are already saying you need to get out of here.
I mean, guys.
The National Weather Service in Lake Charles, they boarded up and they literally
evacuated.
They evacuated their National Weather Service office in Lake Charles. Now Brownsville is taking over the Lake Charles National Weather Service area because they have left and they've gotten out of Dodge. They have left to seek, shelter. They have taken off and they are not there. They have evacuated from the area.
Because I mean, if that ain't saying something, I don't know what else does.
When your own National Weather Service office boards up and shuts up and they evacuate, it's time for you to get the heck up out of there. Go as west as you can. Drive into Texas. Go west of Houston.
Drive into Mississippi or...
Yeah, drive, go east, as far east as you can. Even if you can only get to New Orleans, get to New Orleans. Just get somewhere where you are out of the storm surge. Get somewhere where you're out of the winds. This is serious. I cannot stress this enough. I mean, I do not want to see loss of life. I do not.
We do not need a repeat of Hurricane Katrina. I hate to bring that up, but it's just
It's a touchy
reality.
subject, but you need to seriously think back on that and realize what happened to New Orleans.
Hurricane
People didn't
Katrina,
leave, and look at what happened.
Hurricane Katrina knocked New Orleans off the map.
Almost, pretty much, yes.
Like
the levee system broke, major flooding. The dome down there was completely
destroyed.
Was completely destroyed. I mean, so many homes and the parishes down there was completely underwater. People was on top of their roofs. I mean, I understand if you don't have the means to get out, but you need to try to find a way to get somewhere within your city or whatever, like a storm like shelter area or something. Call around, see, hey, I can't get out of here. Is there any way that you could help me?
If
Ride
you,
out the storm with you, or go somewhere where there's a sturdy structure, because this is going to be bad.
I'm just gonna say this: that if you can't yourself get out of there, I mean, even some government officials will help you get out of there.
I mean, if you have to, like if you know somebody that's evacuating and they ask you, do you want to ride to get out of here? Pack some stuff up, medication. Make sure you got water. Make sure you got clothes on your back. Make sure you got your insurance information for your house, your car, your land, everything that you are going to need after the storm has, hit, and after it dissipates and goes off. Hitch a ride with people. Get out of the area.
Get out of Dodge.
You only have maybe a couple hours to get out of the area. Now, I understand the nurses, the doctors, these storm chasers and stuff, they cannot leave because they are essential to getting the information to the National Weather Service offices. They're essential for people that can't get out, that has emergencies. They have to stay there. The essential workers have to stay there, and I'm praying and hoping to God that God shelters them, because I know that they're probably scared right now. They're probably going like, well, we can't leave, but I want to. But I can't. I have to be here for the people that can't evacuate.
And you know what? And I give all the nurses, doctors, or whoever has to stay behind. I give y'all props.
And yes, I know I didn't want to bring this up on my channel, but yes, COVID-19 is still a thing. Make sure you're wearing your masks and make sure you're using sanitizer. Because I mean, this is just all this together. It's just the recipe for disaster. And if you cannot evacuate from these areas, be expecting to be without power for days. Be expecting to have storm surge for days. Flooding. The water's not going to work. I mean, you got to make sure that you have all the supplies you need to help you and your family and your pets or anybody that you have there to survive for at least up to a week. Because they're not going to be able to get out and rescue you during the storm. During the height of the storm, they are not allowed out. Rescue workers and everything are not allowed out. And right now, the Lake Charles, Louisiana bridge, you can barely see it because of the rain. And the wind speed right now is at 26 miles per hour. Gusts up to 53 miles per hour. And they're even talking Hurricane Laura is probably going to be deadly. Like they're saying, if this is the time, if you have not evacuated, you need to evacuate if you have the means to do so. Contact the people that you know that don't have the means. See if they can go with you. Get them out of there. Don't be greedy. This is a time to work. This is time to do God's work. Save people's lives. Get them out of there. Get them to safety. Go as far west as you can. Or go as far east as you can. Do not go north because the hurricane's going straight north. I'll check my Twitter feed one more time. Okay, this is a tweet from Mark Weinberg out of WDRB News in Louisville. He goes into hurricanes, he storm chases tornadoes and everything. He said 2 minutes ago, interesting look at the satellite presentation from Laura this afternoon. Notice the last few frames may indicate a slight northward jog. If that is real, that could shift the landfall location a touch further east. And it says the winds are 140 miles per hour with gusts of 155 miles per hour. Pressure at 952 millibars. Moving northwest at 16 miles per hour. And he just did another one about 15 minutes ago. He said, one of the interesting things about Laura is that the pressure is unusually high for a Cat 4 with 140 mile per hour sustained winds. 952 millibars normally will not support winds as strong. This storm is trying to strengthen more, apparently. So this storm is doing things that are unimaginable right now. I mean, you just got to put into you got to turn on the Weather Channel. They are doing live coverage of Laura. They will tell you everything that you need to do if you are in the path of this. They would never put you in harm's way. They are trying to tell people to get out now while you can. In the next couple hours, you need to get out. And Reed Timmer just tweeted 16 minutes ago, Holly Beach, Louisiana. Storm surge already showing itself well ahead of Cat 4 Hurricane Laura. Storm surge is already happening and it's not even made landfall yet. If you were anywhere from Galveston all the way to Grand Isle, you need to go inland because this storm means business. It's going to cause a lot of catastrophic damage.
Babe, there's somebody new in the chat, and they said the new person in here is named Jerry.
Well, welcome to the stream, Jerry.
He said, "Hey, Super Vortex Chasers, I just saw you're streaming my recommended videos. I live in Lake Charles, and it's looking very bad here, and I can't evacuate."
Do you know anybody that is evacuating that would have room for you or your family or your pets? Do you know of any place like storm shelters? Anything? Is there any way you could get inland in Lake Charles? I know that there's going to be bad storm surge, but you seriously, seriously need to heed the warnings. And I'm praying for you all because this is bad. The Weather Channel is calling it extremely dangerous Cat 4.
Yeah, he said no, I live by myself.
Oh my God. My prayers are with you. Do you have enough food? Do you have enough water? Do you have batteries for flashlights? Do you have a weather radio that, can be run on batteries? If you have all of that, you should be set. Make sure you have your important paperwork too, like your car insurance, your house documents, stuff like that for the insurance company so they can come evaluate your property and to where you can put a claim into them. Make sure you have all that and your medications. make sure you have your medications.
And he said, yes, I do. I'm prepared.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to know that you're prepared, Jerry. You're in our prayers. We hope and pray that everything will be okay. I mean, we know that this is not going to be good. I mean, Jim Cantori even said that most of Lake Charles is going to be underwater. My prayers are with you and with whoever else cannot evacuate. We love you. We care about you. We want you to be safe. And I'm very happy that, YouTube recommended this to you. So you're able to keep up to date on what's going on. I mean, because if once you lose power, make sure you also have your phones charged up. All your devices, charge them up now. Like tablets, computers, phones, anything that needs charging, get them charged up now before this makes landfall and power goes out.
Jerry said, thank you, and God bless you, and God bless everyone else involved in this Hurricane Laura.
Exactly. May God be with everybody. Just pray and just keep talking to God. Trust me, He will get you through this. I promise.
And there's somebody else new in the chat, Wendy O.
Hey, Wendy.
Said, hi, thank you for sharing.
Oh, well, you're very welcome. I welcome anybody new into the stream. We love you. We are so happy that you're here. Now, I'm going to come into the stream for just a second. Just to kind of give myself an update. You're very welcome, Wendy O. We love everybody that comes in that, wants to be a part of the channel. I mean, my fiance, he's the guy talking. And he drove through Lake Charles from when he used to live in Houston to get up here to where we're at in Kentucky.
Yep.
And he knows what Lake Charles looks like. He knows that you all are below sea level.
Mm-hmm.
And Jerry Hogue.
Jerry Hogue.
Jerry Hogue. Sorry if I butcher your last name. I'm just very emotional about all this because I'm just scared for the people that can't evacuate like you. I'm just very scared. I care about people, and I just do not want to see the loss of life that could possibly happen with this. I have to go. Water's trying to come in my house. I'm going to my second floor of my house. Okay, Jerry. Well, you need to be safe. And if you need to be rescued or anything, you need to do it now because it is not make landfall. The winds are, they said, possibly sustained to 56 mile per hour wind gusts. And like within the next few hours, things are going to deteriorate rapidly. And the millibar just went down.
Yeah, that means it's strengthening.
The pressure just went down from 952 millibars to 948 millibars, which means that it's trying to strengthen again. So this is a very major situation about to unfold. And that's good, Carnage. You definitely need to tell anybody. If you know anybody in these areas that are going to be impacted by this, you need to tell them to get out. Drive as far west as they can into Texas or drive as far east as they can, even if they can only make it to New Orleans. Tell them to get to New Orleans now. I do not mean to be striking fear into you all or anything like that, but this is major. And there's like multiple tornado warnings. Do you see this?
Yep.
Now I'm gonna hop off the stream really quick. Yeah.
Jerry just said something.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you were around Baton Rouge, Gonzales, Donaldsonville, Perry Park, White Castle, Belrose, Louisiana, you all need to be in your shelter in your most interior room, lowest level of your house. There's tornado warnings all around you right now.
Jerry just said, love you all. And if I make it through this, I wanted to say I love you all, including you, Super Vortex.
We love you too, Jerry. Just please, if you have to, just go to one of my videos or something and comment. Like, if you have to, just keep commenting on any of my videos, just to give me updates on how you're doing. If you're able to, do that for me, so I know that you were safe. Babe, do you think you could do me a favor?
What?
And get the link to my Twitter and put it in the stream?
Yeah.
So people can go follow me on Twitter, and that way it gives them a way to message me on Twitter?
Yeah. I'm on that now.
We're going to put my Twitter account in the comments. If you all want to go follow me on Twitter, go follow me so you will have a way to contact me if you are in the path of this monster hurricane. I mean, just look at these outer bands. I mean, they're lighting up with tornado warnings. I mean, even Galveston, Texas is having serious, like, waves and stuff like that from all this. I mean, this storm is meaning business.
It sure is not letting down.
No. Thank you, Mary Funkle. I'm trying to be as informative as I possibly can. Because there are people that are in the path of this and that can't get out. I mean, you just need to get into the most interior part of your house and possibly go to your second floor. Just because the storm surge, they're calling for above 9 feet of storm surge in certain parts of Lake Charles. Thank you, Carnage. Just keep praying. Everybody, please keep praying. Because these people, I mean, when they come back to Lake Charles, it's not going to look the same. The coast and everything around the cone area, terminating when and where it's going. I mean, this is just going to be catastrophic for so much land.
What is your Twitter under, babe?
Hold on, I'll go to it.
Like, give me like the where it says the @ symbol and the Twitter name.
It's at Twisted with a capital T.
Okay, I see it.
_ capital MANDI.
Yeah, I see it.
This is just. This is just scary.
There it is. See, that's already in Beaumont, Texas. It's already starting to flash flood.
Beaumont, Texas is under. The streets are water filled.
But yes, everybody, that is
That
super.
is my Twitter account. I mean, this is making me sick to my stomach seeing this.
And just think of this, babe. I just drove through that area not too long ago.
Just a few months back.
I am so glad I moved out of Texas.
You just better be glad you ain't along the coast and close to the coast like you was. I know you was further inland, but still,
Houston's still right there at the coast.
Yeah, they're still right at the coast. Like the Houston Bay is right there. The Galveston Bay is right there.
It only takes 45 minutes to get there.
Excuse me, y'all.
It takes about like 30 to 45 minutes to get from Houston to Galveston.
Exactly.
And that's not far.
No, you can still feel the effects that far inland. Hey, Thunder. Okay, now what do you think? Hey, did some little research for you too. If you can do screenshot what you talk about, you will be fine. Just no live feeds. Oh, okay, Thunder. Thank you so much for helping us out. And thank you, Wendy. I got your follow on Twitter, and I followed you back. But Thunder, you're welcome to talk about this hurricane as well if you want to. If you want to give some more information and stuff in the chat, you're welcome to do so. Because it helps give my voice a little bit of a break. But yeah, oh Lord. Like they could feel the 110 plus mile per hour winds all the way into Jasper, Texas. All the way that far north. And that's, I swear, probably like what, maybe 1 to 2 hours north of the coast. And I'm glad you came back, Thunder. I'm very, very happy you're back.
Hey, we are everywhere.
Hey, we are everywhere. I just kind of, I just commented on your comment on one of my videos. Little inside joke, but we won't discuss that here.
Oh, he's in Louisiana.
Oh no, what part of Louisiana? You don't have to say your exact town. You can say southeast, southwest, northwest, central,
like you can give a general regional area.
General regional area. Do not say your town. Oh Lord.
Yeah, there's a tornado warning in Louisiana, and there's one in Texas right now too.
Well, we're everywhere. I hope that you're going to be okay. I'm praying for everybody in Louisiana and Texas right now.
Oh, he said Baton Rouge.
Oh, okay. Well, that's where all those tornado warnings are at right now, around there. So you need to definitely be careful, because these bands are already trying to spawn tornadoes.
But you got to think too that my hometown's going to be affected by it too.
Yeah, there's gonna be rain and wind for miles. I mean, do you see that?
Yeah, that's definitely gonna. The outer bands of it's gonna be.
The far eastern side of the storm is gonna go straight up to Mississippi. Mississippi, they're not going to get as impacted as if you were to be in like Arkansas, Louisiana, or into the west or the eastern parts of Texas. But they're probably calling for maybe upwards of maybe an inch to 2 inches of rain, maybe. Wow, we are everywhere. Wow. We actually touched base on Katrina just a little bit ago in the stream. That was a bad storm. And I'm glad you survived Katrina.
And think of, another hurricane too. The one that hit Puerto Rico.
Which one?
The first one, I believe. I forgot the name of it.
You mean the one that was also along with this one?
No, I'm talking about from last year's.
You're welcome, Wendy-O.
I'm talking about from last year's hurricane season. The one that knocked out Puerto Rico, all of Puerto Rico's power, and they were out of power for a month.
You would have to go back and research that and figure out what the name of that one was, because when I'm in this mode, I kind of forget other names. But I do remember somebody bringing up this being Rita, and I swear to God they said Ida or something. Harvey, I'm pretty sure this is going to be worse than Harvey. I mean, was Harvey a Category 5, though?
I don't know. I have to see.
See, when I'm in the mode of focusing on one hurricane, my information in my file cabinet gets a little...
Oh, it was Hurricane Maria that tore up Puerto Rico.
Oh, yeah, Hurricane Maria. That one was bad. Thank you for saying the name, because it kind of jogged my memory. We were out of electric for a month after Katrina. It was great. Oh, God. Katrina was freaking nuts. I mean, that storm, I swear, my heart was crushed for the people that was dealing with that.
Yeah, Hurricane Harvey was a Cat 4.
And didn't it hit somewhere in Texas?
It slammed right into Houston.
I knew it slammed right into Houston or something. Yeah, Hurricane Harvey, yes, it was a bad hurricane.
And the highest wind speed out of that hurricane was 134 miles per hour.
Hurricane Laura has higher wind speeds than Hurricane Harvey did. And a lot of meteorologists are saying that the millibars that this Hurricane Laura has can easily, it just doesn't match up to the 140 mile per hour winds that they found. That's the reason why I've seen the millibar within the past hour drop from 952 millibars down to 948 millibars, which means that it's still trying to strengthen.
And Hurricane Katrina, it was a Cat 5. The highest wind speed out of Hurricane Katrina was 174 miles per hour. And the cost of damage, it was $125 billion in damage.
Well, we won't know the extent of everything until after everything's over, but
I mean, a Cat 4 could be more devastating than that if it hits the right area.
Category 4 is catastrophic and devastating in general. That's a major hurricane. Major hurricane status is from Category 3 to Category 5. Thunder said, "Been around Firewolf. You should know who I am. I used to be in your old streams as Weatherman 20012.
I remember that channel name, but
Well, that's Thunder.
it's been a while.
That's Thunder. That's who that is.
Oh.
So he's been in your old streams. Well, I'm very, very glad that you're here. And if you know of anything that I'm not touching base on, Thunder, leave it in the chat for people to, read. Oh, well, yeah, I would definitely keep an eye on that old oak. Because if there's any bit of wind gusts, if you get too waterlogged, then that thing can uproot. Now I'm going to go back to the thing. Okay, there's a tornado warning for New Roads, Livonia, Guarducci. It's just to the north. It's just to the west northwest of Baton Rouge. And there's another tornado warning just north of Crowley and Iota, and just to the north of Esterwood.
And it says right here, this is actually on the NOAA.gov.
Okay.
It says a category 4, like, catastrophic damage will occur. Well-built frame homes can sustain severe damage with loss of most of the roof structure and or some exterior walls. Most trees will be snapped or uprooted and power poles downed. Fallen trees and power poles will isolate residential areas. Power outages will last weeks, possibly months. Most of the area will be uninhabitable for weeks or months. And
there is a tornado warning now just north of Beaumont, Texas, just north of Silsbee, Texas, and just to the northwest of Boone, Texas, and Woodville, Texas. You are in this warning, so you need to keep an eye on things.
And for Hurricane Laura to reach Cat 5 status, it has to pass 156 mile per hour winds to be a Cat 5. Because a Cat 5 is 157 miles per hour or higher.
And let's hope and pray it does not get to that.
And a Cat 4 is the wind range for a Cat 4 is 130 miles per hour to 156 miles per hour.
Well, if the millibar's going down, it's kind of freaking me out.
And for a Cat 5, it says catastrophic damage will occur. A high percentage of framed homes will be destroyed.
Oh, shit.
With total roof failure and wall collapse. Fallen trees and power poles will isolate residential areas. Power outages will last for weeks, possibly to months. Most of the area will be uninhabitable for weeks or months.
Breaking news: Baton Rouge, Old Jefferson, Shenandoah, Marydale, those areas, you are now under a tornado warning. The storm is moving northwest. You need to keep an eye on everything. You are under a tornado warning. If you were anywhere in Old Jefferson, Oak Hills Place, Enniswold, Port Allen, Marydale, Baton Rouge, like I said, you need to keep your guard up. There is a tornado warning that was just issued for your area. And that tornado warning is still in effect for the Livonia storm, the Bordeaux, for Fort Oaks.
Is that radar indicated or is that a confirmed?
It is. It's radar indicated rotation for the Baton Rouge tornado warning. But you still need to take shelter immediately. Tornadoes can spawn at any moment. And the one in the Livonia, New Roads area, it is also radar indicated rotation. Now, where's the one just west of Lafayette?
And we got Dark Shadow Man, and we got Dallas County Scratchers. What's up, Dallas County
Welcome to
Scratchers?
stream. Iota, your tornado warning expires in 9 minutes and is radar indicated rotation. Seek shelter immediately if you are under any tornado warnings. Do not go outside. Do not try to be, do not try to risk your life to get pictures. Take shelter in the inner lowest part of your house. Put as many walls between you and the outside walls of your house as possible. And then I'm going to go back to the storm up here in Texas, where the Woodville, Texas area. You still have that tornado warning. It expires in 23 minutes. And that is a radar indicated rotation. I've not seen anything that's observed right now and on the ground, but it could get on the ground in no time. Heed these warnings like there is an actual tornado on the ground. I mean, these bands are just coming in and just coming in. And I would probably say that the storm is probably 200, if not a little less than 200 miles offshore. And it, in my opinion, where it looks like it's going to make landfall, if it keeps doing on the track that it's on right now, it's northwest. I mean, it's going to come straight into the Cameron, Hackberry, Lake Charles, DeQuincy, Welsh, Lake Arthur, even Port Arthur and Beaumont. You all can easily, and also Kinder, you all are easily going to see hurricane force winds when this starts making landfall. So you all need to heed these warnings now and get out of Dodge if you are able to. Okay, let's see what this says. Circulation ID, okay. Okay. Northwest. Okay, so that's northwest. It's right on the outer wall. Eyeball. So it's like, I mean, if I can make a very educated guess here of where this might come on shore and might make landfall, Cameron, Louisiana, you, I think, are going to be in the bullseye for this eye wall. Because, I mean, it's literally almost due south of you now, but it's a little to the southeast of you. I mean, look at this eye wall, babe.
It's very
And
organized.
there's like little bitty spin, like little circulations in it too. And look at the track of all these storms around the eye wall. Because if I do this and I zoom out, right here is Cameron, Louisiana. Here's the eye wall right there. It's moving north northwest. I'm having a feeling Cameron's probably going to be the bullseye right here. I mean, what is your thoughts on this?
Well, from what I'm looking at it right there,
Because Cameron's right here, and Lake Charles is just to the north.
well, Cameron is going to be.
They're going to be in the eye wall at some point. Just don't know what part of the eye wall.
Well, see, the thing is, that's where most of the hurricane force winds are, is closer in towards to the eye wall.
Yeah.
So Cameron is in big time danger.
I'm just going to go ahead and call it right now. I might be wrong. But anywhere from Port Arthur all the way to Cameron and up to Lake Arthur, anywhere in that area, in that general vicinity, I have a feeling the eye wall is going to make landfall along that coastal region area right there. So Cameron, people in Cameron, I hope and pray to God that you all are out of there. And even in Hackberry, you need to get out now. Vinton, Orange, Nederland, Port Arthur, Friend, Iowa, Welsh, Lake Charles, of course. Lake Charles is hopping right now with people there, emergency services and people trying to get out. Weather Channel has got multiple people there to do around the clock forecasting and live streams from the storm as it makes landfall. And there's still outer bands coming on the shore, even as far east as New Orleans. And these outer bands are the things that you need to worry about with the tornadoes. That's what spawns a tornado. Doesn't mean you can't get a tornado closer into the eyeball, but you are more susceptible to tornadoes and spin-ups in a tropical system with the outer bands of the hurricane or tropical system that is coming through your area. So anywhere from New Orleans, all the way just west of Houston, there's outer bands. Like there's storms that are just circulating around this big, gigantic storm. And those tornado warnings are, let me get on here and see how long it is. Tornado warning for the Baton Rouge storm expires in 17 minutes. The Livonia New Road storm expires in 16 minutes. Tornado warning as well. The Iota storm expires in 1 minute. The tornado warning does. The one north of or northwest of Beaumont in the Woodville area, the tornado warning expires in 16 minutes. Now there's little storms even popping up way up close to around the Shreveport area. I'm going to go up there and see what's there. Well, apparently their radar system's down right now. Okay. Go over to the Houston radar site. Yeah, I'm seeing storms as far south as, let's see, where's this at? Fort Lubbock, Victoria, Texas. Like I'm seeing storms all the way down in that area. There's storms around Sugar Land, Texas. There's storms around the Woodlands. Spring, Texas. Liberty, Texas. I'm just kind of skimming the area here, the radars. And I don't know if these storms are associated with Hurricane Laura, but there are storms in the southeastern part of Mississippi, and then there are storms in literally south Alabama, around the Mobile area. Then The there's also storms as far east as Panama City and Pensacola. Like, if these are outer bands, I mean, these bands are like way out there from the center of the storm. So yeah, Hattiesburg, you got some storms around you right now. And also Jackson, Mississippi, you got some storms forming too. Like there's little pop-up storms here and there. I'm just pretty much going through all of this. I mean, this hurricane is awful looking. I mean, awful. Okay? The Iota storm is now little to the northwest. And now the tornado warning was extended. And it now expires in 29 minutes. Elton, Basil, even Kinder, you need to keep an eye on this storm, and Oberlin, you need to keep an eye on this storm because it's moving in your direction as well. You're not in the tornado warning right now, but you could be very shortly. Now I'm going to go down here. Let's see. It's radar indicated right now. It is radar indicated for the Iota, Elton, Basil storm, or Basil storm. So Kinder and Oberlin, you need to keep an eye on this storm. It is tornado warned and it expires in 28 minutes. Lake Charles, you seem like you have a little bit of a clear space, no rain right now, but you do have another storm moving in just to your east, and it's coming straight, like the path is literally going straight through Lake Charles. The Woodville, Texas storm. It expires, the tornado warning in Woodville, Texas, expires in 12 minutes. Got another tornado warning. It is in the Rosedale, Maringowan, and Krotz Springs area. And this tornado warning expires in 27 minutes. And it is radar indicated rotation. But that does not mean that there is not a tornado on the ground. This is a tropical system. They could spin up within minutes, within seconds. They could spin up a tornado and boom, they're back up in the sky. Tornadoes are very tedious like that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go through all the tornado warnings that are going on right now. Tornado warning expires in 26 minutes in Louisiana for the counties of Arcadia, Allen, Evangeline, and Jefferson Davis. Tornado warning expires in 11 minutes in Texas, in the county of Tyler. Tornado warning expires in 11 minutes, Louisiana, East Baton Rouge, and West Baton Rouge County. Tornado warning expires in 26 minutes, Louisiana, Iberville, and Point Cook counties. And if I butcher these names, I am sorry. And it looks like another one just got added, so I got to go look at that one. Yep, another one got added. Okay. If you were in St. Gabriel, Gardere, Addis, how do you pronounce this? Radar indicated rotation, and it expires in 25 minutes. If you are in the, let me see here, it was located over Geismar, or near Donaldsonville, moving northwest at 50 miles per hour. This dangerous storm will be near St. Gabriel around 2:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Palpamine, I hope that I said that right, and Gardier around 2:50 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Addis around 2:55 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
Hey, babe.
Yes.
Dallas County Scratcher says, what's the closest to Dallas, Texas?
The closest warning to Dallas, Texas as of right now. Let me scan the radars and let's see here. Okay. Well, Dallas, Texas does have some storms that are along the Texas-Oklahoma border, but they're moving north. So as of right now, I mean, you have maybe a little pop-up storm just to the southwest of Dallas-Fort Worth area, but that is nothing severe. But the closest tornado warning to Dallas, Texas right now is a storm that is just northwest of Beaumont, Texas. It's in the Woodville, Colemanville. All these towns' names, they needed to come up with different names. But the Woodville one is expiring in 8 minutes. But it is going northwest. And it says this dangerous storm will be near Woodville around 2:40 p.m. Central Daylight Time. That is in exactly 3 to 4 minutes from now. Woodville, Texas. You need to be in your shelter, in your safe spot right now. This dangerous storm, which is tornado warned, will be in your area in the next 3 minutes. Take cover now. Oh, crap. Tornado warnings are just popping off like crazy today. And then we have another tornado warning, which I've got to go to a different radar. Gonzales, Cerrito. Gonzales, Cerrito, Louisiana. All the way up to Old Jefferson, which you have a tornado warning as well. But this storm is moving in your direction as well, so keep an eye on this. This tornado warning expires in 21 minutes. And it is radar indicated as well. Lutcher. It was, okay. At 2:34 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Lutcher, or 9 miles northwest of Reserve, moving northwest at 35 miles per hour. This dangerous storm will be near Cerrito around 2:50 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Gonzales and Prairieville around 3 p.m. So you need to take shelter now. And also, remember, this is from a tropical system. Heavy rainfall may hide this tornado. Do not wait to see or hear the tornado. Take cover now. Ooh, this storm is crazy. Y'all, it's cray-cray.
Mm-hmm.
One, 5, 6, 6. Okay, as of right now, Baton Rouge, you were in the clear, but just on your west sides of town, you're still under that tornado. You're still under a tornado warning that expires in 4 minutes. That storm is in Port Allen right now. It's just on the western outskirts of Baton Rouge.
Yeah,
You're going to stay awake because I need your help here.
I'm awake. I'm just trying to relax my back here. I'm not going to sleep. My tailbone's kind of hurting. Dark Shadow Man, what do you mean issues?
Now, what's going on?
Dark Shadow Man asked me, did I deal with the issues yet? What issues?
I have no idea, to be honest. That I have no idea about.
Did I deal with?
You're welcome, Dallas County Scratchers. If anybody can, just share this stream out. We're just trying to keep people safe. I mean, like, subscribe, and share the stream out to get this out to as many people as possible. That's expired. Expired. Okay, the one warning for the Woodville area has expired, but another one has been added. And the tornado warning expires in 15 minutes. And it is radar indicated rotation. Let me see here. What areas are going to be located? Okay, Woodville, you are still in this tornado warning. But there's now Chester, Texas. You are now in this tornado warning. It was located, okay, at 2:38 p.m. Central Daylight Time. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Woodville, moving northwest at 30 miles per hour. It is radar indicated rotation. This tornadic thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of western Tyler County, including the following location: Ivanhoe, Texas, and Hillister, Texas. But if you live in these areas, you need to take cover now. Move to an interior room on the lowest level of your house and seek shelter immediately. Okay, and then this one around the Gonzales-Cerrito area. It expires in 13 minutes. Okay. If you are just northeast of Gonzales, it's Cerrito, or just southwest of French Settlement or Fort Vincent, you are under a tornado warning, and it expires in 13 minutes. 2:40 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Whitehall, Louisiana, or 10 miles east of Gonzales, Louisiana, moving northwest at 35 miles per hour. The source is radar indicated rotation. This tornadic thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of northeastern Ascension Parish. But even if you have a house in those areas, take cover now. Do not wait around to see the tornado, because rain and everything can obscure your vision, and the tornado could be up on you if you try to wait and look for it. Take cover now. Then Palcomine, St. Gabriel storm, the Gardier storm, and even up towards Bruce Lee and Addis. Tornado warning still in effect for those Louisiana cities. Still radar indicated. Okay. And that one expires in 11 minutes. The St. Gabriel, Gardier, Addis, and just a little north of Palcomine. Then the Tate, Rosedale, Maringouin. I hope I'm saying these things right. That tornado warning in Louisiana expires in 11 minutes. And it is still radar indicated rotation. But that doesn't mean that there isn't a tornado on the ground. These have a lot of rain. These tornadoes are going to be masked behind rain shafts. They're going to be engulfed in rain. You need to take cover now. Do not wait.
Do we still have those cabinets?
Yeah, I had mine. I'm going to put them up in the cabinet because she tried to knock them off.
Alright.
Now, the next hurricane advisory will come out at 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So within the next hour, we should know and now there is a tornado watch for the southeastern parts of Texas all the way into Alexandria, just south of Shreveport, Lake Charles, all the way over into New Orleans. There's a tornado watch until Wednesday, 9 p.m. Central Time. So if you were in the areas of that tornado watch, you need to keep your eyes peeled, because with these outer bands coming on, they do produce tornadoes. And like I just said, now there's another tornado warning. Okay, there's tornado warning for the New Roads, Morganza area of Louisiana, just on the northwestern suburbs of Baton Rouge. You were under a tornado warning and it expires in 24 minutes. And this is radar indicated rotation as well, but that does not mean that there is not a tornado in this storm. Okay. And it expires at 3:15 Central Time. At 2:49 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 7 miles east of Urbanville, or 8 miles west of Baker, moving northwest at 35 miles per hour. This dangerous storm will be near New Roads around 3:10 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and Morganza around 3:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Do not wait around. Take cover now. You need to move to an interior room on the lowest level of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside walls of your house as possible. It gives you a more fighting chance to survive a tornado and survive the debris and everything and the projectiles that tornado can, make go through, like your outer walls of your house, like a 2x4. It's just like a toothpick, and it could pierce through your walls of your house. That's the reason why they say go to a interior room on the lowest level of your home, and in the middle of a tornado warning.
And I could add on to that too. I mean, a tornado. I've actually seen a tornado take like a McDonald's drinking straw and drive it straight through a tree like a nail through a piece of board.
Yes. And Baton Rouge, you were now under another tornado warning. It just came up. This tornado warning expires in 22 minutes. It is in the areas of Denham Springs, Marydale, Baton Rouge, Shenandoah, Old Jefferson. The storm that's coming out of the French settlement and just north of Gonzales is a storm that has prompted a tornado warning ahead of the storm again. And that one, let me see here if there's one on the ground or not. Okay, radar indicated rotation. And as it says in this thing, heavy rainfall may hide this tornado. Do not wait to see or hear the tornado. Take cover now. I cannot heed that enough. Take cover now if you are under any tornado warnings. This is a life and death matter. Do not wait around to hear it. Do not go outside and try to look for it. There's too much rain with these storms on the outer bands of Hurricane Laura. It's tropical rain. It's going to be downpours. You may not even hear the tornado, and bam, it can hit you. Just do not put your life in danger. Do not do it. It is not worth it. Okay, the tornado warning in the Chester, Texas area and just to the northwest of Woodville, Texas expires in 5 minutes. But that storm could easily prompt another tornado warning just to the northwest. So, Corrigan, Texas, you need to be on high alert. Seven Oaks, Texas, be on high alert. Ditball, Burke, Texas. Huntington, Texas. You all are probably going to get some of these outer bands of this hurricane. You need to take warning. DeRidder, Fort Polk South, Elizabeth, Oberlin, Louisiana, Maryville. You still have all these outer band storms that are coming in your all's direction. There's even storms literally popping up along. I wish this thing had the darn, internet, or not the internet, but the interstate markers, so I know what interstate I'm looking at. Okay, DeRidder, Rose Pine, Fort Polk South, Leesville, Anacoco, Hornbeck, South Toledo Bend, and I'm not sure if that's in Texas or not. I think it is. Yes, that is in Texas. That's right on the Texas-Louisiana border. But all these areas, Newton, Texas, Jasper, Texas, all these people, and Jasper, we know what, if I'm mistaken, you're all the ones that had that tornado on the ground at the beginning of this year, if I'm not mistaken. Like, this is very, very serious. In Fort Polk South, you all had a tornado go through there as well. Just south of Alexandria, Louisiana, there's still tornado damage up in those areas. Like, you all are going to have a lot of flooding, extremely high winds. I mean, you're under tornado watch already in these areas that I'm mentioning right now. You're under a tornado watch. Tornado watch until 9 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah.
Like, at any moment, a tornado warning could pop up. Like, I mean, this is extremely, it's not like, how do you put it? It's not one of those PDS tornado watches, but with a tropical system, you need to be on high alert with any storms moving in your area, because they prompt tornado warnings, boom, boom, boom. I mean, I'm just seeing that just with the radar right now. Oh. I'm literally, as far as the update with Hurricane Laura right now, we are now in the waiting part of things to see what the 4 p.m. advisory states. Like, right now it's still moving northwest at 16 miles per hour. It's still at 140 mile per hour winds, with, I've heard of wind gusts up to 155 miles per hour. The millibar is still at 948 millibars. The pressure is. And we are still waiting for that 4 o'clock advisory to come out within the next hour, because they're on Central Daylight Time, Central Time. So we're just waiting around to see exactly what, the hurricane hunters that have went and flown into this hurricane and did zigzag patterns and dropped probes into the storm is seeing. And it is 175 miles south-southeast of Port Arthur, Texas. So it is now under 200 miles off the coast. People need to be heeding the warnings now, because within the next 4 to 5 hours, things will be deteriorating. We've already seen tornado warnings. You're probably seeing, I'm already seeing flooding in the Beaumont, Texas area. All this is bad. Like, it's under 200 miles off the coast. It's under. Like that is like, this is the crunch time, y'all. You need to take your precautions and get out of Dodge now. And if it was me, I would probably drive west. Drive as far west as you can. Because if you drive east, you're going to go into those outer bands where the tornadoes could be. And you don't want to get caught up in one of those with the torrential rains and stuff like that. Drive west. Go as west as you can. If you could get out of the Lake Charles, Cameron area, drive west. Go west of Beaumont. Go into Houston and go west of Houston a little bit. And you should be in the safe zone. These outer bands are just nuts. What are you doing, babe?
Killing gnats.
Well, don't be spraying too much of that. I don't want to waste it all.
We got plenty of fabulous. This was stuff I already made up when we first got it.
Laura Halling, unsurvivable storm surge. They're looking at the eyeball now on the Weather Channel. There's continuing coverage on Hurricane Laura on the Weather Channel. If you are in these areas and you still have power and stuff, you need to turn on your TV to the Weather Channel right now, because this is a life and death situation. Like they're gonna feel all the effects all the way up into Memphis, Little Rock, Shreveport, Texarkana, Texas is gonna feel this. Like this is a major hurricane, people. This is nothing to mess around with. Henderson, Texas. Henderson, Texas. Henderson, Texas. I know where that is, Dallas County Scratchers. Yeah. Honestly, like, Texas sees a lot of tornadoes because it's a big state in general. And they have a wide variety of weather that happens there. Like the southern part of Texas does not see snow a lot. They might see a flurry here and there. But the northern part of Texas has snowstorms and like there's flooding all over Texas. Then you got to think of towards El Paso, Texas. They got the desert and all that stuff. Then when you get to Houston, Galveston area, Beaumont area, you've got the tropical air mass, the humidity, and stuff like that from the Gulf. I mean, you could have tornadoes all over Texas. What do you think, babe? Do you think we need to end the live right now and then come back once we get more updates on the hurricane? Babe? As soon as my fiance returns, I'm probably going to end this stream just to give the computer a little bit of a rest, just so I can get something to eat because I have not ate today yet. And we will be back live for more coverage on this, for a second part of the hurricane coverage. And stop scaring the crap out of me. But we love you all. Stay safe if you were in the path of this thing. Heed all tornado warnings. There's also a tornado watch down there now. Make sure you have your weather alerts on your phone. Make sure you have your emergency alerts. Make sure that you have batteries. Make sure that you have a weather radio that is battery powered. Make sure you have water. Make sure you have, non-perishable food items. Make sure you have changes of clothes, medications, important documents like your insurance paperwork, your appraisal stuff for jewelry, anything that's expensive, anything that is important and of value, you need to keep it up. This is something that is a life and death matter. This is going to be catastrophic damage and catastrophic to a lot of the coastal line of Louisiana and Texas. But we will be back probably within like the next hour after I get something to eat and after we get the new update, and we will do a part 2 of this. But we love you, stay safe, and just please pray for the people in the path of this storm. And it says few hours remain to protect your life and your property. So we love you, and we'll be back soon.
"36 years, it's not funny anymore.